Kevin Durant was apparently going after a loose ball at practice on Wednesday, and he bumped knees with a teammate.
The double on Durant, taken away by Smart. 6 of 19 in game 1. Turnover. Durant looking for help. Şengün.
They're up 2-0 against KD and the Houston Rockets, but KD is now out tonight, and the Rockets could be facing a 3-0 hole. Where do they go from here, Steve?
When playoff season rolls around every year, listen to this. There's always that same pattern of teams completely folding when the pressure hits. And if you take a hard look at the Western Conference right now, hold up, it's already shaping up to be a full-blown collapse fest. You've got Denver down 2-1, and Nikola Jokic is out here putting up performances that don't even look like him. Then on the flip side, Kevin Durant is struggling against the Lakers squad that, let's be real, isn't even at full strength. Meanwhile, Houston is sitting at 0-3, and their star has missed 2 of those games with what they're calling injuries. Yeah, okay. What KD is staring at right now is potentially his 3rd sweep in the last 4 years, which is wild when you really think about it. And if Houston does get swept, that would mean Durant has lost his last 8 playoff games in a row. Let that sink in. His last playoff win came all the way back on May 7th, 2023. And you won't believe this, that win just so happened to be against the Denver Nuggets. So when you zoom out and look at KD right now, not just as a player, but his overall legacy, he's become one of the most polarizing figures in the game, and these past 4 years haven't helped his case at all. I mean, Houston is now his 3rd team in 4 years that's completely fallen apart under his watch, and that's not a great look. If you were defending KD coming into this season, you probably had real hope that this was finally the year he'd silence all the critics. But girl, since the All-Star break, it's been the exact opposite, and the Rockets look like they've already given up while Durant is heading toward another tough, ugly exit.
Durant operates over Ayton. More from him tonight. Durant.
All right, hold up. Let's pause this real quick. Let's break down games 1, 2, and 3 because something is not adding up. In game 1, Kevin Durant suddenly sits out the last minute with a so-called knee injury. Yeah, it caught people off guard, but at that point, it wasn't the end of the world. Then game 2, straight up disaster. Second half, completely invisible. 1 made field goal and 9 turnovers. Listen to this, that's unacceptable at this level. Now you're already stuck in a 0-2 hole. But game 3? Girl, this is where it really starts to fall apart. Right before tip-off, out of nowhere, he's ruled out again with some mystery ankle issue nobody even heard about. Now listen, injuries happen in the NBA all the time, especially with someone like KD. But the timing of this one? It feels off. Let's assume game 1 was legit. Game 3 though? I'm not buying it. This ankle injury feels more like a cover move, like KD is trying to step away from the fallout in Houston quietly. And you won't believe this, but think back to that burner account situation around All-Star Weekend. What was he allegedly saying about his own squad? Calling out guys like Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Şengün, basically trashing the entire supporting cast, saying they're not that good, overhyped, not on his level. That kind of behind-the-scenes drama, it can wreck a locker room fast. And when your leader is moving like that, taking shots privately and then disappearing publicly, that's a problem, especially for a young core like Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd. So yeah, KD's sitting out game 3. I'm calling it how it looks. It doesn't feel like an injury. It feels like a quiet protest.
Smart steps in front. Smith just had to get it to his teammate, and a foul is called. Second body, Hachimura, and he turns it over. Get it ahead for James. Slaps it over to Kennard. Lakers are down by 3 for the tie. It's good. Houston looking for the win. Şengün spins.
Look, that Game 3 collapse by the Houston Rockets was straight up embarrassing. And honestly, it gave me flashbacks to Reggie Miller torching the New York Knicks back in the mid-90s. Same kind of meltdown energy. When you look at Houston, they literally handed the game away when it was right there to be won. Go back and watch those sequences. Low IQ turnovers, sloppy fouls, and just terrible decision-making under pressure. Clock management? Awful. Late game execution? Non-existent. Now here's the uncomfortable part. what Kevin Durant allegedly said in that burner situation might not have been completely off, because if we're being real, the level of play we saw kind of backed it up. And circling back to that injury, this is where it gets even more questionable. The biggest red flag, KD wasn't even on the bench. Like, hold up, if it's just a rolled ankle, you're telling me you can't at least be there supporting your team? That whole narrative that KB was getting treatment the entire time, yeah, I'm not buying that for a second. That sounds like straight PR spin to clean this up. What did Kevin Durant do in Game 3? Listen to this. It came off flat out weak, because in reality, he checked out on Houston, showed zero leadership, and tried to dodge accountability. And if you call yourself a leader, you just don't move like that. Game 3 exposed behavior that's the complete opposite of leadership. Simple as that. Pathetic. Is this a Houston Rockets collapse? It hit like a total implosion. Nobody, not even KD's biggest critics, saw it unraveling this badly. You watch this team right now, and both defensively and offensively, they look completely lost. And at the center of it all, it circles right back to KD, the person, not stepping up as a leader. Now think about the 2010s. Who were the top 3 guys? It's LeBron James and Stephen Curry at 1 and 2, however you rank them, and then KD. So why isn't KD in that same tier as LeBron and Steph? It comes down to leadership and what's going on mentally. You can criticize LeBron all you want, but as a leader compared to KD, it's not even close. He's miles ahead. And then there's Steph, who I'd argue is the best leader of that entire era, constantly elevating everyone around him. So, the biggest winners from this Rockets meltdown? Number 1, Steph. Number 2, LeBron, because when you compare their legacies as true number 1 options, those are locked in. KD's still being debated, and honestly, it's trending in the wrong direction when you look at the post-Golden State playoff exits.
Right now, looking at this Houston Rockets versus Los Angeles Lakers series, you start to see why this is hitting so hard for Kevin Durant, because what we're watching unfold feels like a replay of every playoff failure stacked on top of each other. This Houston series, it's basically a highlight reel of everything that's gone wrong. First off, let's be real. They're staring down another sweep, which would make it 3 times in 4 years KD exits like this. Getting bounced in the first round without a fight, that's a major hit. Second, KD came to Houston with expectations on his shoulders. He was supposed to fix everything and lead this team to the promised land. And now, for the 3rd time in 4 years, that mission is falling apart. We saw it with the Phoenix Suns, we saw it with the Brooklyn Nets, and now Houston is living it in real time. Third, and this is the big one, the chemistry breakdown on every KD team post-Stephen Curry. It happened in Brooklyn, it happened in Phoenix, and now it's happening again in Houston. If it happens once, okay, maybe bad luck. Twice, now you're raising eyebrows. 3 times, you're officially on the hot seat. 4 times, come on, at that point you might be the common denominator. That's the pattern nobody wants to talk about. Now, hold up, there's one more thing we need to address: KD's legacy. Because as a pure hooper, listen, he's elite. One of the most gifted scorers we've ever seen, no debate. But if you're looking beyond the highlights and the viral moments, that's where things get a little shaky. The playmaking isn't always there, the defense can be inconsistent, and the leadership, yeah, that's the biggest question mark. Go back to those Golden State Warriors days. That system Steph built was a machine. Steph was the engine, Steve Kerr was steering the whole thing, Draymond Green brought the intensity, and Klay Thompson balanced it all out. For that team to function, everyone had a role, and Steph was the heartbeat. KD stepped into that system more like an add-on piece. Important? Sure, but not the reason the car was moving in the first place. They were already flying at top speed before he got there. With KD, maybe they hit another gear, but even after he left, they were still elite and still won again. That tells you something.
And let me close with this. Across the NBA, NFL, baseball, everywhere, you've got talent. At the highest level, everybody can play. But when you start separating the top 1%, it's not just skill anymore. It's leadership, it's personality, it's how you connect with your team. Because championships aren't just about stats, they're about chemistry. And that's been the recurring flaw on KD-led teams. Not the X's and O's, not even the scoring, it's the leadership piece. And right now, KD as a leader, it's just not convincing. Game 3 made that loud and clear. Not even showing up on the bench, hiding behind treatment for hours, that's a bad look no matter how you spin it. Honestly, even if he played and went 0 for 20 with turnovers, at least he'd be out there with his team, because sometimes showing up matters more than the stat line. Anyway, that's the breakdown. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.